Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to One Voice. We about to go in a little serious tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun night tonight.
It's gonna
man.
be an interesting choice of conversation tonight.
Yeah, it is.
Real quick before we dive in, I just want to give a shout out to my man Mark in Newcastle. He's actually at eliteshirtclub.com. He has Christian apparel. Everything is custom, Christian t-shirts, everything. He
That's
can
awesome, man.
customize your shoes, the t-shirts, everything. I wouldn't plug him if it wasn't good quality. So look for it pretty soon, because I think he's sending us a couple shirts down here. They should be here, the next couple shows. So just give a shout out. It's called eliteshirtclub.com, or you can email Mark, M-A-R-K, at eliteshirtclub.com.
Definitely check that out, man. I'm sure it's a great product.
So
I'm looking forward to it.
To dive in and start everything off, a little serious note first. The first topic was when not to, or to, turn your, not so much turn your back, but turn your back on a family member. Is it good in your opinion at some point, or should you always keep the lifeline?
You know what? For me, I feel like it's one of those things where there has to be a limit. There has to be a cutoff. I mean, at some point in time, you can't you're doing more hurt than you are good by continuing to enable somebody. And whenever, sometimes and whether it's drugs or whether it's they have a gambling problem, whatever it may be, at some point you have to say, you know what, this person's not going to get any better until they hit rock bottom.
Exactly.
And until I'm hurting them, I'm hindering them from getting better by giving to them or enabling them or helping them do whatever it is that they have a problem with. They continue on with the dysfunctional behavior that they have, So it's like,
because I see so many people like, well, if it's your blood, you have to be there. You have to give extended, lifelines, because it's your family. Or, if it's a friend, or if you grew up with that person and you knew them when they weren't going through these tough times.
Yeah,
like you said, I think the one word that you said that most people get confused is the enabling.
Yeah.
Like it's,
and that's it. That's exactly it. I mean, like you said, you're enabling it. I mean, you're helping them. They're not changing. They're not getting any better. It's like me if I had a drinking problem and I'm losing everything, but you keep supporting me and give me it's
and then on the flip side, I mean, there's enablers who some people only look at it as, like, some people only look at it if you're on drugs or if it's alcohol. But if it's anything else, like you said, it could be these. And I know a lot of people, the casino got some people done. Yeah. And you can be addicted to all types of things, but most people don't take it serious unless it's drugs, alcohol, or things like that.
Yeah.
So they feel like, well, it's not a major issue because you don't see commercials for it.
Yeah.
Or you don't see it on the side of the casino, like, call this number. But at the same time, anything that can deter you from being the best person you can be, too much of anything can turn into a habit. Pretty much. Mm-hmm. So then, like I said, on the flip side, there's people who actually are hurting themselves by helping so much.
Yeah. I've seen that where it's like the person literally, they coddle the person to the point that person literally is completely dependent upon them.
Yep.
And that to me is that's just not right.
Like you almost go from friend or family, brother, whatever you are, to a part of them. Like you're actually, in a way, you're actually helping them to get worse.
Yeah. Because
nobody is ever going to be able to say, okay, Matt, you drink too much. Stop.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, that's exactly it. It's like, if there isn't somebody, there's always has to be somebody to be able to tell you no. And if you don't have that, then after a while, it's like, that's why you see so many celebrities and stuff and people who of great, wealth why doesn't anybody tell? Like, well, how did let it get to that point? It's because they don't keep anybody around to tell. Nobody can tell them what to do because half the time they're on the payroll.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I can't. You know,
And
I'm not gonna tell that man because that's gonna eat away at my. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like once it
my living,
it starts to affect your day to day, your well being, your family.
Yeah.
Your lifestyle that you're accustomed to. At that point, then the person who's struggling with the issue is pulling you in to their issue.
Exactly.
So when I look at people, and I'll be the first one. I know family members, friends who have had problems, but at the same time, a lot of us will feel good when we push someone into rehab. You know, I took my cousin, I took my aunt, I took my dad to Gateway, and I feel good. But that's just, to me, that's like for them, it's like a front. Because 9 out of 10 times, if you didn't lead yourself into that, then you're just coming after the 30 days are up.
You're just killing some time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just something to make you feel better, make you feel like you're chipping away at what the problem is.
And
it's
then
just
people won't look at you the same because you went in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so now
Matt
off.
went to Gateway. He went to, AA or he went to NA or whatever it is. And now he's back out, so he's good. He did the right thing.
Yeah.
But when people are picking you up and taking you to the places to get the help,
you don't really want to be there.
No.
Like you really don't want the help. Like and that's the thing about it. It's like you said, like you have to want to change. Like you have to want to change. Like it's that's one thing about if you look at me being a Christian man, God doesn't make me choose Him. Like it's my choice.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. You can go left, you can go right. You know, it's your decision. I'm not forcing you, because whenever you force people to do something, then it's not in their heart to actually willingly want to do it. So the minute that you step off, it's like, all right,
they're gonna do it because they love you and they want to appease you and they want to get you off their back. First of all, and when I say addiction, I know like. Throw the drugs out the window, throw the alcohol out the window. I know some dudes, they're addicted to lifestyles. The hustle, the drug game, they're addicted to that.
And my bodybuilding, I mean, there's dudes who are addicted to that body. I've known dudes who have gotten divorced over bodybuilding lifestyle. Like it's like they get lost.
Yeah.
Like people get lost. I mean, I loved it. It was fun, and I still love lifting and stuff, but that's not my identity. I don't need that to define me.
Exactly. I've seen certain dudes at corporate levels, they're addicted to that
grind,
to that
work
rush, to that work rush and that thrill and and always to stay on top. And their family might be way down on the bottom. So don't get it confused. It's not just drugs or alcohol. It's numerous. Whatever habit that you might have that could pull you away from your wife and your your family. And lead you down a route where you are going to lose something that you really love. Those can be deterrents. And I'm not saying that if you're helping your family member, you're bad. But no. It's great to want to be there for a friend or your brother. But at the same time, the problem is within them. So I can only do so much.
Absolutely.
For that person.
Yeah, that's exactly. And it's the thing too is it's hard because nobody wants to see your loved one struggle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. You don't want to see people that you have feelings for really have to go through what you see that they're going to go through. Like you see it coming that this isn't going to end well, Exactly. But it's one of those things where you can only live. You're only responsible for you. You can only responsible for yourself. I mean, they're not children. Once they're out of the house, you can't. There's nothing I can do for you.
There's only so much. And I'm not saying you should turn your back on anybody, but you as the person without the addiction, you have to have a point too that you can't go past because it's going to affect your well-being. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So exactly.
You have to set up boundaries. You have to set up boundaries or a fence of I can do A, B, and C, but D, E, and F are something I can't I cannot
Touch
do.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I see it
touch
too
it.
many times. Like you said, I see it mess up people's homes,
No,
marriages,
absolutely, all the time.
their careers. And once one of those things messes up, everything else is pretty much going to fall apart. You know what I mean?
That's such an awful. That's just an awful case to be involved with. Just being in that situation where you have to do that. But I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand, and it's one of those things where, to have to let somebody get bumped up, or even potentially, it might die.
Exactly.
But it's like you can't. That person's responsible for their decision, so it's like after a certain point, it's just like, all right, I gotta let you go, because things is too. Not only are you hindering them, but in certain situations, you could be putting yourself
in harm's way.
Yeah,
you're jumping up. Let's say the person is on drugs, so you're jumping up and you're running in areas or spots late at night that you shouldn't, that you wouldn't be in the daytime.
Like you see some dudes getting caught up with dudes cheating.
Yeah.
Fellas,
if
if you are going to go do your dirt, don't get your boy caught up. He's innocent. He ain't done nothing. His wife beating him up because he was out hanging with you.
Yeah, don't do your man with
or you told him to tell. Hey, Matt, tell Angel I was.
We were at the gym late.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run. I'll park down the street. We'll run up and down the block a couple times, and I'll get sweaty. So I look like
exactly. Yeah.
Just
pours water on me. Yeah.
So it's just like, as far as like the hindering and like that's the best word is enabling. But most people don't understand. At the end of the day, if you have someone who's addicted to anything, I always say drugs because that's the major.
Yeah.
You can't. A lot of us, our hearts are big, but we can't go in their body. That's what we want to do. We want to go inside them and say, I need him to be Jordan strong right now, even though that man's not him.
That's not him. Yeah.
So, and it's not his plight. You know what I mean? So you can only do so much. You don't want to be a co-conspirator in the whole process.
Exactly.
And then when you look back, you were saying, I was doing too much with my heart. I wasn't using my mind,
your brain,
to actually doing something, something beneficial for that person. And I'm speaking from experience because I had people close to me pass away from drugs. I have friends, family. Everybody watching this knows somebody was affected. You know somebody. Just like saying, I know somebody who had cancer. Everybody knows somebody who was on drugs. Somebody who had name me one person that had positively impacted in a positive way.
Yeah, and that's the truth too, because it's just like, it's like he said, it's just gonna end bad. The road is just, it's gonna end bad, and it always ends bad, and we've seen it since the beginning of time
and time again. It's like running into a brick wall. The wall's not gonna break, you are, and that's and that's
you
it.
You can't beat the devil at his own game.
No,
you can't.
No,
it's just So, so what we got up next, man?
All right, so all right. We talk about a lot of stuff, dating, interracial, dating. Dating outside your race doesn't just mean white and black. You could date an Asian, you could date a Latino, you can date whoever. So, real quick, my man, sent me a message earlier. Fan of the show. It's like my brother from another mother. My man Art, he's out there in Farrell, PA, doing this thing. He sent me a text, and like I said, my man, he's a loyal dude, good dude, like a brother. And this is what, the gist of it was. All right, he said his comment for the night, and I'm reading it, to you guys because I don't want to misconstrue someone's words, even though that's my man. But his one voice comment for the night: interracial dating is hard for a black man because if it goes wrong, the next step is if she gets pregnant, goes to court, and he wants public thoughts on that because his thoughts are that most of the judges, unfortunately, they're looking at us as guilty as a man, white or black. To me, when you come in for child support, I believe they're looking at you off top like you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Whether you're a white guy or a black guy.
Yeah, you know
so
that.
he was like, his thoughts are the judges, the races. They don't look at all the facts. True. They look at the color as the and they also look at it if she's white, like the woman can get away with murder, not follow court orders. The man has to pay to go back just to right, to try to right is wrong. And I'm not saying the kid is wrong, but just to go back to even get custody. You miss a payment, they want to put a warrant out for you. So he wanted us to pretty much, dive in on that. And, if you want to debate it,
yeah,
also,
call in. I just put the number up I made sure I put it up on the YouTube page. We got a new number. We just checked it, just got it fixed on the page. 724-542-5728.
So you can call that number.
Call in, or you can live chat on the YouTube, whatever you prefer. But let us know.
So my man said, what do we think about that? I mean, off top, I know dudes that have went through that. With black women, with white women. But since we're addressing the issue at hand,
gotta be neutral.
The issue is, interracial. In this instance, it's black man versus, white woman. I mean, no, I'm not going to front. You're coming out with the L in court.
Oh, yeah.
That's a loss. If you're going to court, I
always tell dudes, look, I don't have a baby's mom. Not saying right or wrong, whatever you prefer, whatever you do, whatever your life is, that's your life. But try to be cordial and be fair with each other. Look, honey, let's not. Look, I can't be a father if I'm always locked up. Okay, work with me here. Okay, can we be adults about this? Let's find a set amount that we can come to an understanding of. I know you have achieved. The child is staying with you most of the days, or whatever it may be, whatever the arrangement is. So, let me give you. Can we sit down and figure a number out that isn't going to be? I'm not going to be broke, and I'm not going to be taking advantage of you. Let's sit down and let's figure a number out that we can be civil and understanding in court. Because if it goes to court, it's going to get ugly.
If it goes to court, it's ugly. As soon as you get the paper that you got to go there,
it's ugly.
It's almost a guarantee.
It's not. It's just I've seen, and I'm not saying, look, don't make him take, or her, whoever it is, make them take responsibility some way because you brought that child into the world. But if you can avoid it,
any of the service or whatever.
If you can avoid it, I mean, it's just because once you do, I mean, all hell breaks loose. Because then it's like now we're at a war.
Floodgates.
Yeah, we're at a war with each other, and now I have to go to court, and I'm doing this, and you're going to court and doing this, and it's like it physically brings out the hate in the people. Like that wasn't even there. Yeah. Like they were cool. The relationship was cool, and then once that court system came in, I hate him. I hate her. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
You go to being the black guy.
Yep.
That so and so.
Exactly. Yep.
Like I can't speak for anybody's situation, but one thing I would say is to address the women and this isn't. It's just about like the court. The ugly road that you go down.
Sure.
Just like, honestly, and I don't want to piss people off, but the elephant in the room is, if it can go down this road, why date outside your race? I mean,
yeah.
I'm just being honest. I see a lot of dudes, because I see a lot of dudes going to court, whatever. I see a lot of black guys with black women taking them to court. I see a lot of guys with white women, and they're taking them to court. But they feel like they don't stand a chance if it's a white girl taking them to court. So my thing is, and like I said, I'm not bashing nobody because I dated outside my race before. I'm not going to sit behind the camera and be like, oh, I ain't never dated no white chick. You know what I mean? It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I ain't going front. I mean, like
exactly. We've all been there.
Exactly.
Okay? And there's nothing, like you said, there's nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like, it doesn't mean that you're selling your race.
It shouldn't bring out the worst in someone. So, like, for my man, and I know to defend women, every dude is not a good dude. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, let Joe Schmo who doesn't want to do anything get away with murder. But too many times I see some good dudes being your name's drugged through the
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? With the whole court process. And it's like, you are guilty before you step in. Like, to my man Art, I agree with you 100%. You're guilty before you even wake up and put your suit on. Don't make your suit too nice when you go to court either, because they'll think you got more money.
Got more
than
money.
You really got.
Yeah.
So
It's going to court like for that stuff. It seems like it's a crapshoot. It seems
the
like
dice are loaded.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I didn't see plenty of dudes crap out. So you take it as hey, take your chance. All I'm saying is, like you said, I mean, and like you said, and that's the thing about, like, we dive into topics, and I know that it's not always comfortable, you know, but I mean, we have to dive into that. I mean, yes, I mean, I know, like you said, I know a lot of brothers who feel the same way, you know, like there's not a chance, because I'm standing before this judge. And he already has it out for me, and now I have a half out of 10 times. Now I have a mixed baby. It's like, but at the same time, like you said, it's like whenever you're dating, whether you're male or a female, you need to be thinking steps ahead, because it's like you said, you know how this world is, this system is.
Yeah, it's kind of rigged.
Yeah, it's It's like he said. It's if you're black, you kind of look at America as your step uncle who put you through college, but molested you.
Shout out to
Just
Chris
like
Rock.
Chris Rock said. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's
so it's like, if you're gonna date, I mean, you have to accept, like, okay, you know what, this might be a possibility.
But like my mom would always say to me, like, I don't have anything against you, you know, dating outside your race, period. But there's certain things that you might not go through, and certain things you may go through if you date someone outside your race. Yeah. Like the likelihood of certain things being exposed or happening to you or you going through are more likely to happen because you're dating someone, you know, of a different race. And it's, in these days, and mostly it's black men and white women. Because, I mean, I seen the numbers, and if y'all don't watch Dr. Umar on YouTube, check my man out. Yeah. It's funny.
Shout out to Dr. Johnson. Yo, that dude goes deep. I love it.
One of the facts he threw out relating to this is black men are 25 times more likely to marry a white woman. They're the highest race of people who marry outside their race. Black women are like 13 times less likely. They're lower. Wow. Brothers are running. Yeah. To, you know, and not for whatever reason. Like I said, I'm not knocking nobody because I dated outside my race, so it's pointless. But I didn't marry outside my race. Yeah. But the numbers are like astronomical. Yeah. It's like, and I can't explain why. I mean, I have certain theories about it. Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'll keep it reserved, but it's like, I mean, there's a reason. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And it's not, and we're not saying it's black women. It's definitely not y'all. We love y'all. No. Trust me, it's not y'all. Like, we have our theories, but it does not, you guys are definitely not in the equation. You're good. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it's just one of those things where I just think, like you said, like, you know, you have to think about these things. Like, if you get into any interracial relationship, whether it's with anybody,
and even if you don't have a child,
even
just the relationship itself,
in this country,
there's certain elements in this day and age that are coming with it. Yeah, like a buddy of mine, a friend of mine, won't say her name, but she said she was out eating with her friend, black guy. She's white, he's black. Some ladies in the restaurant were staring at them, and instead of saying older black women were staring at them. The older black women go, "Excuse me, are you guys brother and sister?" And the girl's like, "What? No, like we don't look alike at all." But the real question they wanted to ask was, "Are you guys dating?" Yeah. But they hit around, you know, in 2016.
You never know, yeah.
But these days, it's, you know, it's still well, it's more racial stuff is more prevalent than ever.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, like you said, there's certain things that come with.
Yeah.
They dating outside your race.
And like you said, you knew that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you knew
we
going
knew
in.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
as a black man, you're not dumb. You
Yeah.
knew coming in. It's a crapshoot. It's 50-50. One of her parents might be for it. One of them might be against it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And the same might go for the other side.
The white girl.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
white girl. I mean, that's just like you said. That's the thing that comes with it. And it's like, you know, I know interracial couples who are married and happy and everything. They took it in stride. But it's a different element that is going to come than if you date within. You know. And, you know,
there's certain things that can't fly your way. Like my mom would always say, you know, black girl can break your heart. She can cheat on you. She can leave you just like a white girl can. But at the same time, when you walk into certain, not all, but when you walk into certain atmospheres with that white woman, whether it's her family or, you know, her friends, you're looked at as the black guy.
Yeah.
Period. Bottom line.
Yeah, bottom line.
Bottom line.
I don't understand.
Like
you stand out.
Exactly.
Like that's what I mean. That's like when people say I'm colorblind. I mean, like
that's the dumbest.
That's the dumbest statement in the world, because it's like if I walk into a building or you walk into a building, they're gonna be like, "Who's this swole dude? Who's this tall guy?"
Yeah.
You don't see this 6'4" dude standing in front of you? Yes.
Yeah.
You see
I don't see him.
Yes.
What is he? Is he? What is?
I don't know what color. Is he pink?
Tell me what color he is.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna know. That's why it's like the problem is not in seeing the color. The problem is judging, and intolerance because of color.
Yeah,
that's
it's having those preconditioned thoughts.
I want you to say black man.
Thank you. That's what I hate. I hate to use that word, but I hate when people come on Facebook and these pretty commercials and they say, "I don't see color." I hate when I hear black people say,
"Oh yeah."
And I can't speak for white people because I'm not white, but I hate when brothers and sisters come on Facebook with the rainbow face.
Oh yeah.
I don't see color.
Yeah, you
First of all,
it's a lie.
I'm proud of my man. He's a successful black man. He loves his family. He loves the Lord. Why wouldn't you be? Why can't I? That's what I see.
Thank you.
Off top.
You too. Exactly.
You know, like that off top.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm trying to place him above another race or I'm trying to take shots at
taking pride in him as a person.
A lot of people confuse pride.
Yeah.
They confuse it nowadays with like you want to being conceited. Like they think if you have pride now you're conceding that your race is better. No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. And for people, I mean, people have always taken pride in their heritage.
Thank you.
I don't understand. It's not that you're valuing anybody, but I can't value other heritages and stuff like that. I can, but I don't understand. I can't say that I'm a part of that. I'm not. I'm part. You know what I mean? Exactly. I have my own. Like you know, and so we're not. Like you said, we're not placing it above anything. It's just. You're taking pride in you're proud of who you are, and it's not like you're overly proud of. You're just you're embracing your heritage and where you come from and what your fabric that you're made of.
Your bread and butter.
Yeah,
like your foundation. That's who you are. That's where that was the first brick.
Yeah,
that's who you are. That's where where your essence starts from. So as far as like interracial dating, one thing I'll say is. If you're a guy, I mean, whether she's white or black, I mean, off top, you gotta, get to know them as a person, first of all. Like, the first thing I said when I started talking to my wife now is to myself. I used to say, like, okay, if I got, and she's African American, she's black. So the first thing I said to myself was, okay, if she got pregnant, and I always think the glass is half empty when I was younger. How would it be if we weren't together? How would she be? Does she seem like a crazy chick who's going to be like, give me the loot, give me the loot?
Yeah, like Biggie, exactly.
Here's the baby.
Yeah.
Where's my money?
Where's my check?
Is she going to be one of those types, or is she going to be like, I know you love your son, when do you want to come again? On what day? Fridays, Saturday, this weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was one, and she knows, she can contest. That was one major, like a lot of the times as men, we don't, look past,
Oh yeah.
the physical.
Yeah, no.
Like look at the mental a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But and then as women, sometimes and I can't speak. That's why I like when the women chime in. Shout out to the two young women who had the conversation flowing last time. April.
If you get a chance, go on our Facebook page, One Voice, and you'll see it. We had a great discussion.
And they were going back and forth, and it was an intelligent conversation.
Yeah. No
With two women, none of the dumb stuff, the
no
the
ratchetness.
shenanigans. Just
no
like
ratchetness, none of that. Yeah.
I want to hear. Honestly, white women weigh in on this.
Yeah.
I know, honestly.
Yeah, we want everybody in.
Because I know, I have
that's how
family.
About, understanding.
Thank you. That's the only way.
That's the only way.
We'll ever... Because things aren't going to be... They're not going to be close to perfect, close to the way we want them in the country at all.
No.
But the only way to get any kind of understanding is from communication.
Yeah.
So, I want to hear white chicks, what you think on it. Like, brothers, what you really, really think on it. Not just single brothers who's fighting with their girl right now in court.
Married, if you're married with kids.
Yeah.
Call in. We love to hear from you.
If you're married outside of your race.
Yeah, if you're married outside of your race. Yeah. Whatever you like, yeah.
This is one thing off subject I always want to say. When you're married, because I'm not outside of my race married, how hard is it during this day and age when you're married outside of your race to address certain social issues?
You write in. Somebody here, somebody wants it, you write in.
Yeah.
You write in or you call in, one or the other, because I want to know. I always wondered what that's got to be like.
I always see.
Please, call in.
I always see it, like comments from brothers. But how hard is it in your home to address, Mike Brown, and all these other shootings and all these racially motivated acts that are going on today? How does that go? Because right now they're trying. Everything's at a divide.
Yeah.
Everything's a black and white.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I want to hear from
you call in.
Yeah, I want to hear from some interracial couples who are truthful about it.
Yeah.
Because I always wonder. Because I can go home and talk to my wife like, when you marry outside your race. This was my number one question. How do you come home from a hard day of work? Because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes y'all fellas, you know what I'm talking about.
When you go through it,
where
you see it, and it's one of those things where I have a friend, who is in an interracial relationship, and he said that within the first year that they were dating, somehow, I don't know how this went about, but they were watching either, I want to say Roots. He said, Jordan, I almost hit her. And it was like, and he wasn't serious. I mean, he didn't almost hit her, obviously. But whenever he saw that, and it was one of those things where that was it brought out a side, a part of you that you see, and it's like, you don't have hatred toward white people in general, but it's just, it's to see something like that, and know that your people went through something like that. It affects you.
It triggers something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I want to hear from couples, interracial, because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No,
I don't have to come home and say, whenever, babe, do you know what I'm going through right now. I don't have that level of confusion, or I can't ever relate to it. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't have it. And I was always curious to be like, how does it work? Do you hold back at times?
Yeah.
Or do you, somewhat bite your tongue at times? Or, what's the flow like? Honestly, because I know a lot of interracial couples. I love them. A lot of interracial family members, brothers, everything. Love them. But at the same time, I'm always like, how does that flow, that conversation flow go? When certain things go down. And I notice with a lot of the fellas I know, they don't say anything. A lot of the fellas don't comment. Like, they won't make comments when, you know, a lot
They
of
try to
these,
be quiet. Yeah, they're censored. They're censored a lot. Like especially, I've even seen it on Facebook.
yeah, and
Where
that's,
dudes
they
don't
won't
wanna
say
comment.
they won't say anything.
They want to make sure they stay on the.
Then I see
on the
some
good
that
side.
say too much.
Oh, yeah.
Like your wife or girlfriend is white, but you'll say we should live in a country where we're split, where black people live over here and white people live over here.
Yeah, it's like
And I'm
make
like,
up your
how
mind.
does-
How does that work?
what
You're gonna see her on
what's the
weekends?
rationale?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a. I
You
wanna-
can't be. You can't sit down. You can't be a black. You know. You can't be pro. Oh, I'm pro. I'm pro interracial and everything, but I think we should split up.
I think we need our own.
Yeah, I think we need our own.
We
But
need
I'm
to
for.
live on the East Coast
Yeah.
and they live on the West Coast.
Except for Susan. Yeah. Except
for
Susan,
my
though.
wife and
yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, it, like,
Just
I
make
would
up
thank
your
my
mind.
boy for sending that text because it did spark the whole interracial thing. It's a great conversation piece because I hear a lot of people saying, "Can you marry outside your?" This is what I heard a lot of people say on YouTube. Dr. Johnson.
Tariq Nasheed.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to Tariq
Yeah,
Nasheed.
my man, even Professor Griff from Public Enemy,
Oh, yeah.
he was on YouTube and they were saying, can you marry outside your race or date out your race and still be 100% down as a black man?
Yeah.
So I want to hear what some of the brothers say because I hear some of my friends who actually will touch on it.
Yeah. I want to hear what people outside of the black community.
Yeah, like
I want to hear what y'all have to say
like
too.
don't
be
just
shy. We
I don't
want to
just
hear.
want to hear from black people.
Yeah, we
Now,
want.
it
Yeah,
don't
this
work
is for
yet.
every. We're trying to bring about. We're trying to provoke thought, and we're trying to bring about change.
Exactly. Like I don't just want the black opinion.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Like I don't
We want
the,
it all.
The black vote. Like I don't just want the black vote.
Yeah, we want to
Like,
hear.
I want to hear what the white dude got to say, what the black dude got to say, the white woman, the black woman. Trust me, I want to hear what my wife has to say.
Mm-hmm.
She got a whole bunch to say about this particular, topic. I mean, so many people I know have so much to say. So we want to stir it up and overflow. I want to hear what everybody got to say. Whether you got one line or you got a whole sentence, you could call in, text, go to the Facebook page, make the comments. If you want to address something on here, you could call in live. You know what I mean? Or send it in as an email or a text, and we can flow from there and go back and forth. But yeah, we want to resonate.
We want to hear what y'all have to say.
Yeah.
You somebody call in, somebody write in, whatever. We want to hear what you have to say.
Because my boy Art easily sparks good conversation. April, Mark, my boy Owen's wife, she sparked a good one with the back and forth this week. Homegirl Kia was back and forth.
Yeah.
So I want to hear.
Shout out to y'all on Facebook.
I want to hear what some, and like I said, if you're a white person, you got to dive in on a racial topic too. Unfortunately, if you're uncomfortable with it, then it's a start. You don't got to be seen,
Yeah.
but you can be heard.
You can be heard. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Right in.
nobody's
whatever.
taking shots at nobody. It's all open. You know what I mean? Like the one cool thing is we never act like we never been down the road before.
No.
I never sit back and address, drinking like I never drink. Dating out of your race like I never dated outside
Exactly.
my race. So
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
like somebody's ducking and dodging, the race question or whatever. So, like I said, I want to hear from everybody. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I would really like to hear what people have to say about that because that's a good one. So what else we got on the menu tonight?
Just to jump back in to the two young ladies, just real quick to dive in, because we touched on entertainment, education, athletics. We touched on it. If you want to go back, you can subscribe to the YouTube page.
Yeah, see all the
Go back and check
previous
out
ones, yeah.
all the previous ones. One that I watched that I want everybody to watch over was the Ferguson one. To me,
it's still relevant.
yeah, that was
still relevant. That
real
was
good.
Jim. That was Jim.
Yeah, to me,
Yeah.
I watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
But just to dive back, just to touch on it, because I don't want to sound, we don't want to be repetitive. Like I said, you can subscribe and just flick through, do whatever you got to do. But valuing, sports and entertainment sometimes is our only ways out. It's setting kids up for failure. Period.
Yeah.
To me.
It's to me it's exactly it. It's like you said. You're setting them up for failure. I mean that's because that is a fantasy. I mean, that's only a few. Those aren't those. To me, that's not. When you look at something like that, that is not really as much a dream as it is a fantasy.
Exactly.
Because never in a million years would LeBron or Jay-Z imagine that they would go on to that kind of fame and wealth and power. It's like, now nobody in their mind would have, nobody really thinks, some people do, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but that they're going to go on to have that kind of, like, to me, a dream, to me, and everybody's dream is different.
Yeah,
Not saying that we couldn't get to that level, but most dreams, there's only a few jobs in the world that get you there. You don't know who the CEO of Viacom is, but you know who LeBron James is. You know who.
There's some faces you'll never see.
Yeah, that are literally even more, way more money and way more power and everything, but they're behind the scenes. You don't know who they are. You don't know who, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Like if you're soccer, you follow. If you're baseball, it could be McCutcheon. Anybody, but the people who have
the people who sign the checks are the people who
you don't know who they are. Yeah,
that you never see.
And they want it that way.
And like you said, I don't want to be a dream basher because I'll be the first one to say
Follow
to my son, your daughter, my daughter, chase them, grab them,
we're chasing ours,
tackle them, do whatever you got to do. We're chasing ours right now.
Right
You're
now.
never too old. We're trying to parlay this into something great, something that.
And we will. Yeah.
That's more powerful than amber's to spread out. So to me, to say bank on a lot of people, honestly, and I hate to say it, but in our community, we bank on entertainment and sports, and that's dead wrong.
Yeah,
dead wrong.
That's
so to April's point, when she had emailed in on our Facebook page, to April's point, when she was saying, your son's in a great situation. Shout out to her son Jordan. He goes to Quaker Valley, so he he goes to Quaker Valley, my alma mater, and
there you go.
He goes there, and the leg up he has on a lot of other kids that might go to, no disrespect, but schools that aren't. He is at an academic powerhouse.
Yeah.
Period.
Good school.
Period. He's at a school with their Upper St. Clair, another school, Quaker Valley.
Yeah.
Fox Chapel, Quaker.
Yeah.
He's in a powerhouse. So like you said on the Facebook post, which we love, by the way, he's in a great situation.
Yeah,
he plays football there, but at the same time,
situation.
Thank you. So he's already got things instilled in him educationally, and he has the mom and dad with the structure at home to know that, okay, even if you did go pro, which I hope you would for football, if that's your dream, chase it. But you have the foundation in you from the education to realize that the air comes out the ball. And that's what we were saying before. A lot of us we act like the air never comes out the ball.
No, yeah.
Like he played college football, high school football. You know what I mean? And the ball eventually, you got to put the shirt and tie on, or the slacks and the dress shirt. You have to actually.
That's not. And then even if you do make it, that is only, the longest, 10 to 15 years if you're lucky.
Thank you.
That's not a career.
No.
That's not a career.
It's a
career.
tenure.
Thank you. Yes, thank
it's
you.
a brief tenure.
That's exactly. That's it.
You're going to live to be 80 something. So that's a little
literally
slice out of your life.
Literally. And like that. And it's like you have to think, okay, and that's going to be over before I'm in my mid-30s.
Thank you. I'm jumping in at 20.
Thank you.
It's done by 33, 34.
Yeah, tops.
Yeah, probably sooner. Depending on what sport you play.
So it's like you look at that and it's like, man, or you look at music where it's like, okay, literally there's 50 million, rappers,
thank you,
or singers or whatever, and it's like I'm not even competing at this point. It's just about if I'm in the right spot, if I'm in the right spot at the right time, because I could even get signed and get shelved. Nobody ever even know my name. Happens all the time, and it's like you look at that, and it's like, that's fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't understand the line between the dream and the reality. A lot of it's timing, your age,
Yeah, you have to be young.
the city you live in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just the timing, everything.
Once you're young, yeah. Once you're young, yeah.
It starts to fade out. Like I always tell people, okay, you're going into the entertainment industry. Study someone who's on the back end. Don't study the lead singer. Study someone who's a producer.
Yep.
The A&R, the writer, the manager.
Yep.
If you're going to play a sport, honestly, the agent's career is longer than the athlete's.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So if you're going to study,
Drew Rosenhaus is still probably eating off T.O.
So if you're going to study, you want to play football or basketball, I always would say, okay, you kind of know your shot of going to the NBA by where you go to college.
Oh,
and I'm not taking shots at no one who went, lower. But if you're going to like Duke or Pitt, because most of the time the NBA they take the name on the front of your jersey.
Yeah.
Like
he played at North Carolina.
He's going to be productive.
Yeah, that's a basketball factory. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like so, off top, they already have an idea of what kind of athlete they want. So my thing is, if my son would go to Duke, I would say, okay, you probably got a good chance of going to play pro basketball, but at the same time, you got a great chance of being somewhere in some Fortune 500 company off top because of the school you went to.
Thank you.
Off top,
Yeah.
because of that. So I always would say, if you're going to, pump education or pump sports, don't pump either one harder.
Mm-mm.
Pump the reality. They have to coexist.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where too, you have to look at America and you look at where, especially in our community, where we got pushed to the outskirts and getting the lowest. America has had a history of not valuing and not wanting us to value our academics and our mental capacity and being gifted, with a great mind, the ability to think, and our intelligence. They have always devalued that. And so you look at it, they've always rewarded, they've always tried to push away from that. You know what? Because now you look at, we will reward a child for scoring touchdowns or scoring 20 points a game and not punish him even though he's failing 2 or 3 subjects in school.
Exhibit A, a lot of the times, I don't know what goes on in people's houses, but how many times have you seen trophies out?
Oh yeah.
How many times have you? Where's the diploma?
Yeah.
Where are those
honor roll
plaques?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We tend to, like you said, lean towards what we think can benefit us like this. But if it can benefit you like this, then it can end like this.
Yeah. And it does all the time. All the time. Like you said, that's exactly right. It can end just like that. And when you have an education, this is far more valuable than this, because this is going to deteriorate way before this does. And when you have a job that relies on your body, you have to understand your body breaks down, and it's
quick.
going to.
It breaks down quick.
You know what I mean? And so I look at if there's anything I ever had to lose, I would lose anything before I would give up anything before I give up my mind.
Oh, definitely.
Because that to me would be just, to not be able to think and process, and you can overcome anything if you have this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whenever you rely on your body, that's a serious gamble.
Right there, because, like you said, that window, man.
Yeah.
It's small, and then it's like a call center job, working on the phones.
Mm-hmm.
You're always next one up.
Yep.
This is like a revolving door.
Yep. There's a new one trying to
You hit 25, there's a 22-year-old ready to take your spot.
Yep.
You hit 30, you're done. You're old. You're done. Look at this. Kevin Garnett retired from hoops. He's 39. That's not old at all.
Mm-mm. But in the league, he's a fossil. Yeah, he's a fossil in the
He's
league.
a dinosaur.
Yeah.
In the NBA.
It's
Tim
like,
Duncan
my
walked
gosh.
away at 39, 40. He was like a
Yeah.
Jurassic Park
Yeah.
senior
Like,
citizen.
he
in the
still
NBA.
plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he